welcome to our channel. Here we read Bible stories improvised for children and adults alike. Our story today is about Jacob. He sinned by lying to his father, saying he was Esau. He also tricked him by dressing in his brother's clothes. Our Bible verse today starts, "Behold, ye have sinned against the Lord," but we will only be memorizing Numbers 32:23b. Be sure your sin will find you out. Our story today is called God's Promise to Jacob, taken from Genesis 27-30. We have heard the very ugly story of how Jacob deceived his father. When his brother Esau heard about this, he was a very angry man. In his heart, he decided that when his father Isaac died, he would find Jacob and kill him. Rebekah, his mother, knew of that plan, and she told Jacob that as soon as possible he must go away and stay with his uncle Laban, far away in Haran. So one day, Jacob began the long journey northward toward Haran. He arrived at a place in the mountains where he thought he should spend the night. Jacob had no bedding with him, so he found a large stone to use for a pillow. Rather a hard pillow, but he had nothing else. That night, Jacob dreamt he saw a ladder reaching all the way up to heaven, and on it God's angels were climbing up and down. At the top was God himself, and God spoke to Jacob. "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham and of your father Isaac," he said. "I promise to give to you and to your family after you the land you are lying in, and in you and your offspring all the nations of the earth shall be blessed. They will be like the dust of the earth in numbers, and live in all this land, to the north, the south, the east, and the west. I will be with you and take care of you wherever you go, and I will bring you back safely to this land I have promised you. I will not leave you until all my promises to you have been kept." When Jacob woke up in the morning, he remembered the dream and cried out, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it." So he took the stone he had used for a pillow and turned it on its end to make a pillar. Then he poured on the top of the pillar some of the olive oil he had with him to be an offering to God, and he gave the place a new name. He called it Bethel, which means the house of God. Then Jacob went on his way again, and after a long journey he reached the lands where the sheep of his uncle Laban grazed. There he came to a well. While Jacob talked to some men, he saw a beautiful girl. A man at the well told Jacob she was Rachel, the daughter of Laban. Jacob was so happy that he cried, and Rachel was so glad that she rushed home to tell her father. Then Laban came out to meet him and asked Jacob to stay with them. Jacob was so pleased because he had fallen in love with Rachel, and he promised to work 7 years for Laban so that at the end he could have Rachel for his wife. The 7 years seemed to pass like a flash, and soon it was the wedding day. In those times, the brides all wore heavy veils until after the wedding service was over. And when Jacob lifted the veil from the face of his wife, he found he had married not his beloved Rachel, but her sister Leah. Laban tried to explain it away by saying that in their land, the younger sister could not be married before her elder sister. But he promised that a week later, Jacob could marry Rachel too, as long as he would work another 7 years to pay for her. In the next 7 years, Jacob's wives gave him 11 sons, but only one of them was the son of Rachel. That one was named Joseph. Let's repeat our verse. Numbers 32:23b. Be sure your sin will find you out. Thank you for joining us on our Bible reading journey. I hope you can join us next time.